This is the broomstick, how I focus the camera, hopefully. So, I made some stuff. This is stuff of wood. Here's a mallet, and it's got this heart stamp on it, which is a really excellent story and has a lot of meaning to me. And then this is a birch feather, utilizing some of the bark, and a piece of ash that my dad gave me. And so it's not about these things. Well, it is, but I could show you how I made these. And that's cool. And I did a lot of that, but there's 100 ways to make these. And a lot of incredible YouTube channels for that, who are making really creative, wild stuff and doing it in a wild way. The internet's incredible. What I'm interested in is what happened for me in this place that I'm exploring. Well, it's something like this. Remember when you were a kid, hopefully you have one memory of like being able to effortlessly turn a refrigerator box into a ship that could go to the moon, or a stick that could save the world effortlessly, escaping realms of time, and just something I'll call magical. And my interest is, well, recovering some of that. And to me, that's like, that's real serious play. And I feel like that's our original unprogrammed, unhurt, unsocialized self. That is, like, the idea that everyone's special is true in a way, that everyone's unique and we all have an essence that is different and like a different piece of the puzzle and thing to contribute. And to be gentle about it and brief, we're in a system that doesn't really accentuate or get interested in helping people find that. In fact, I think we kind of get loaded and jaded and carry around a lot of things that almost like there's a journey to get through and back to ourselves. You may already experience the joy of making things, but some things that, well, I have a lot of ideas about it, and I wrote some stuff, of course. But I think that it's like that childlike thing I'm talking about is not like, it's not infantile. It's not stupid or uninformed. It's actually, I think it's very free. Children, for example, they're not born, I don't think, like mean or knowing shame or guilt. They're just there. And curious, and I think the human's natural orientation is towards creation and I'll say love, which is creation, and so and exploring. And then we're loaded with like, is this gonna be cool? Will they get what I mean with this and that and right, and and all of our socialization, and this is less about a commentary on whether that's good or bad and how it happened. That's a whole fun other bunch of talking, or exploring rather. I don't know, I got opinions about it, but what I'm talking about is getting back to that experience. And I was able to connect with something like totally sober, and in a incredibly playful way, and being with and relating to the material. And I think the value in that is in the experience. You know, just like as a kid, you didn't give a shit about that box. I mean, maybe and you wanted to save it and it was a thing, but what I mean is, it didn't, the final product didn't have to have a dust-free finish and like all these things that aren't good or bad, but it just, you didn't care. There was some like meat there, and that was just a part of the vehicle, and that was great as a tool for the thing that was this participation in this experience. That's like the essence of being alive, I think. And it's work to get back to that and noticing all that we have that gets in the way. And so I think it's something like, well, to be real basic about the approach, because I could do a bunch of videos and talk more about it. Something like making it for yourself. We know these phrases, but like what has meaning to you? Do you love coyotes or the moon or iPhones, or what is it that you would love to make? It's like, maybe if I phrase it differently, finding the answer arrives in a different way. It's like, make something for you that you either know that no one's ever going to see, or that you don't plan on showing anyone. Like in knowing that you could, right, I could toss these feathers into the fire or something and poof. And I think it sounds easier, but to give ourselves that permission to do something genuinely for us, not to impress someone else or by their standards, is a real medicine. And especially as we're playing with meaningful symbols or things to us. This is made of apple wood. That's a pretty interesting thing for me, and there's a lot in this for me, so it's connecting things and part of my own process. But I think the magic happens when, and like, we get to learn what is even meaningful and relevant to us, for us, and by us. And I think if we're in that actual place, then it's like a loving, generative place that doesn't exclude or want to like dominate or harm things. It's you might call it like the heart, and where I think our original essence is. Everyone's creative. These ideas of like an artist is relegated, and those are crap. Those are bullshit. Just like no one's born, an alcoholic. It's all gonna be bold, but here it's bullshit. And we are incredibly capable. We're carrying a lot, and the journey to find it is really, really excellent, and something that we've got to do ourselves, because we have a wealth of ideas and meaning, and then a whole bunch of other stuff in everyone's life and that sits on top of it. And so likes are great, and thumbs up and stuff on a video. I'm not saying those are bad also. But sometimes we might find ourselves chasing trends or things or approval in subtle or really obvious ways. And sometimes that can be the awesome thing. Wow, 2 million views, this thing went viral, and that's really hard to do and cool. But then there's simple things and with limited tools, and when the idea, the concept in itself is king, if you will, that really allow other things to open up and almost connections to be made. Like a life-giving thing. I'm working on this feather, and I'm actually not getting tired or annoyed or something. I'm feeling more alive and connected, and it's like my feet are on the ground, something like that. So I've said a lot. I wrote some stuff to try to keep it under control, but fuck that too. What about for you? Remember you? You may already know, but if you don't, what if you did that? What even making something that doesn't have to have a mirror finish or be excellent, or it's excellent because it's you even engaging in a process for yourself. That is excellent in itself, because we deserve that. And you may have found it, you may know it, maybe not. Maybe even you try it and go, this is dumb, and then, well, there's value in that too. But making things for ourselves with an almost sacred component, just even, I'm not exactly sure what the definition would read on that, but what I mean by that word is with a boundary, a kind of a privacy and a like individuated special quality that maybe is to be shared or not, or you let it cook for you with you. So what would that be? It might be accomplished with a pocket knife and a limb that fell down. Even carving a little face, something that makes you laugh. There's really great value in all of that. And it's wider than just having that thing. It's a lot of invisible stuff that you can feel, I think. So, I'll probably talk more about that. And I'm going to make another version because it was cool. But making stuff can be and is a really profound medicine. And I guess I've been interested in what makes us make, what helps us make, what besides needing like a bed frame or wanting one or whatever. It's a cool place where I think we can reconnect some severed connections or lost connections, or ignite ones we didn't know were there. So think about it, give it a try. I hope you found some value in this. And if it sucked, well, then you learned that too. So thanks for hearing me. Order in the court.